Hey guys, welcome to Two Line Slot Cars. It's Marty, it's Tuesday, and all is right with the world. Not really. Uh, Too funny. So, hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. It's been kind of a crazy day for me this week. Actually, last week was too, but I'm pretty excited about this week. So, ready to jump in and get started. Hey, how about we don't have video? Yes. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what happened. All right, we'll start out the live stream. You guys could hear me but not see me. So, yeah, are we live? Everything good? You guys see? Hey, Chris, what's up? What's going on, fellas? What's going on in the slot car world out there? Yeah, man, Conquest. Go subscribe to Conquest Racing Club. Raul is a great dude, and he is like one subscriber away from 500. Let's get him over 500 tonight. So if you get a chance, go out there and subscribe to his channel. Great content. Seriously, he has some of the best on-track content, on-track footage that you'll find on YouTube, and it is really, really, really good stuff. So, yeah, hope you guys are doing well. So, a lot of things going on this week in slot cars in my life. We're going to go racing on Thursday at Cincy Slots, and I'm excited, except for the fact that I don't have my car yet, which means I'll be picking up my car right before right before we race. So I have some work to do before we hit the track. So anybody else doing some racing this weekend? I think Tim at TNT, you're racing on Thursday night based on a post I saw of yours. So what else? Who else we have out there? Everything good, guys? Video good, audio good? Someone let me know. Good video on tires, George. Yeah, I agree. Thought that was a great video on tires. It's been really good. Let's see what else we have. Oh yeah, Tim was asking if he got the treatment on Amazon. I think he responded. There's the link. That doesn't do you any good there, but it is in the chat. So, hey, Sunday Slot Cars, welcome. I'll be very sad. Let's see, where you at? My phone don't know how to take dictation. Thanks, George. Yeah, appreciate all the help on that, George. Hey, Gene. I just had a room cleaned out this afternoon. Hopefully have my layout set up this weekend. Fantastic news. Way to get started on that, Gene. Yeah, if you got a track, man, you got to find a room for it, right? You got to get that thing set up. Right, John? John needs to get his layout set up. I've been giving him a hard time about that all week. Let's see, man, you guys are flying in the chat. There's my brother is in the chat. Hey, welcome, Dave. Great video, man. You're right, I need to buy that Revo slot. The Fingers is in the house. Rise is in the house. What's up, Rise? Welcome from Australia, I believe, right? Hey, Nick, welcome, man. Good to have you guys back. Hey, Sunday Slot Cars. Yeah, you only missed the black screen. For some reason, Ecamm had me up on a camera that is not actually plugged into my laptop. So, yeah, it was weird. Busy day for you? Good. Let's see here. Man, the chat is screaming tonight. You guys are busy. Hey, Todd. You picked up a huge 132 digital and have your first track set up and learning the a Smart Connect. Got off Facebook Marketplace. Very good. Who are you going to bring on, Marty? I don't know. I actually asked Dusty and John Mark to join me, and Dusty says, "Hey, I've got a job to do. I'm going to moderate." Um, I don't know. We do need to bring on somebody tonight and do some chatting. Um, one of the things I do want to get to at some point tonight is in the background, I have a pitbox. And I want to kind of go through that, but then I want to get what you guys think needs to go in the pitbox. So at some point, we need to get to that subject. Hey, Tom Ross, welcome. Everyone should buy a Reverse BMW. Yeah, that thing was sweet, man. And that green color is awesome. I really enjoyed it. Hello from British Columbia. Welcome. You spent Sunday reversing your track, same layout, but going the opposite direction. So how's that going, Nick? Are you enjoying it or do you hate it? Hey, Clint. Welcome, man. Yeah, let's see what dang, I thought I did well. GT face-off set. Sounds like you made out good. Yeah, that's a great deal. John. Yeah, get that thing set up, man, because then we can really talk shop. That's right. Hey, Gerardo, your alert worked. Fantastic. Glad to have you, man. Yeah, that is kind of cool. I mean, all you have to do is, flip your CU, right? And then all your lane changers. I guess it is a lot of work. Wimps. Hey, Dave. Welcome. Who else do we have in the chat? Harbo in the pit box priorities. Yeah. So I'll go lubrication. Dusty, Marty, you should try that. Yeah, I think we could try that. It would be interesting, hitting our high bank the right direction, as Americans would want to hit a high bank. Go fast, turn left. You changed everything and you're loving it. That's all right. That's fantastic. Haribo in the pit box priorities. Nice. I like it. Slot R in my toolbox at work has as much candy as tools. I believe that, Dusty. You are correct. Yeah. Haribo gummy bears. Yeah, those gummy bears are good, man. So yeah, we'll touch on that. I keep waiting for John Mark to jump in the chat. He might be trying to figure out how to get online. Hey, Joey D from Michigan. Welcome. Glad to have you on the live stream. So yeah, since we're waiting, we might as well see Marty, Sean Casey. Marty, get the top award for following chat and yet never getting to fully discuss his thoughts on a show. You are correct. That's why I added some moderators, and it's still the chat is so busy and it's so hard to keep up with. Yeah, Dave, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. But it is so hard to keep up with the chat, you guys. It's kind of crazy, but it's fun. I'm not gonna lie. And so if I don't get to it, sometimes it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, so I've had some great conversations with some guys. Josh Reed, I've been talking to him quite a bit. I don't know if he's on tonight, but I think he'll be racing Thursday night at Cincy Slots. But last week he was racing in Dayton, and he was chatting with me, and then he's like, "Oh, I just won," and he won both races that night. I think I'm not sure what one was, the maybe the non-mag race, and then they have a spec class that's the Legends. And so it was kind of cool. Guys are reaching out while they're racing and letting me know how they're doing. That's pretty awesome. Hey, Matt, welcome. Gerardo, yeah, that would be cool. I know it just gets, with so many people on the screen, it's hard to decide who's talking, and you end up talking over each other. So that's the only thing I worry about. But there's always interesting conversations. Yeah, I would really like to bring people in. Hey, John Mark, welcome. Are you going to jump on? I'll introduce everybody. I talk a lot about my brother and John Mark, so I thought I'd have one or both of them jump on, and just so you guys get to meet them and you can give them a hard time. So officially, um, so John Mark, if you go to that link I sent you, I should be able to bring you in. But if you don't want to, that's all right. Hey Tim, welcome back. So I saw some, lubrication. So I figured we'd have oil and the gear lube just in case, right? In the pit box. The pit box I'm working with, I really liked a handful of them that had drawers. And so I was at Lowe's the other day, and this box was on sale on the website, but it wasn't on sale at Lowe's. And so I picked this up because I could get it pretty cheap, and immediately after I bought it, the price went up. But it's the trade stack from Craftsman, and it's got two really nice drawers that slide, like real drawers, not just like plastic drawers. Well, they are plastic drawers, but they have real rails. Hey, Bill Royal, welcome. Hey, Josh. Both, no pressure. Yeah, I have big expectations of you, Josh, on Thursday. You need to show us how it's done. Hey, John Mark is in. I'm going to add you to. How's your audio, John Mark? Can you hear me?
I don't know. My camera's terrible.
Your camera's terrible. Let's see here. Do I have? Um, I don't know if anybody. I have your audio, but not coming through my headphones. I wonder what's going on.
I've got
Oh,
afraid to turn this up.
so guys, does my audio suck? It might help if I plug in the mixer. Check, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2.
Can you hear me now?
I got you
1, 2,
now.
1, 2.
What about me? You guys, is it better? There is an echo. Okay. Let's kill the echo. Hold on. John Mark, do you have the YouTube stream up?
I do on the TV.
Yep. So you need to mute that. So did that take care of the echo?
Okay.
Better? No echo. Thanks, George. Appreciate it.
Check 1, 2, 2, 2.
Guys, this is John Mark. You hear me talk about him all the time. He's one of my best friends I've ever had in my entire life. We have a great time when we get to hang out, and so I sucked him into this hobby of slot cars. It was his kind of idea. He planted the seed back around Christmas time. Well, actually, when we were probably moving into the house, he would help me move a bunch of furniture in, and we worked our tails off. And he's like, "With this big basement or attic, you should put a slot car track up." And I was like, And that was in like August. And so I stewed about it from August until probably February, and then I bought my first starter set. So, and then now we have amassed a huge layout. So
Yeah, we have.
So John Mark, are you ready for racing at Cincy Slots on Thursday?
I guess I don't have a choice anymore. I don't think Daryl will let me
I haven't seen
walk in
Daryl
the door without
I haven't
grabbing
seen
a
Daryl on the
controller.
live stream yet. So, yeah. So what are you going to race? Do you have a couple cars?
Well, I'm going to try
The
getting the right
Lancia.
camera here.
Yeah, you have the direction. There you go. The Lancia in the Golf livery.
Lancia, of course.
So Sunday we're running non-mag Group B, right? Josh says big expectations of me. Lower those. Haven't run a Group 5 car down there in about a year. Well, hopefully your Celica will show up with a snowstorm. Yep, I got it. Yep. George, any recommendations? We were tuning on that car, that Lancia, on Sunday, and I've got it running pretty good. But I think that it could do a little better. So, yes,
Yeah.
it is a Stratos. Yeah. Yeah, John, I think we figured it out. Thanks, though. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's
Also
yes,
going to
David
try
is a
this
sideways.
Porsche out.
You mean the
Or
Ferrari?
the Ferrari, I mean.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Ferrari 512 BB. Yeah, that one's the one that's got a little bit of motor noise.
Yeah, we got to figure that out.
Yeah, so that car's sweet. Nice choice, Gerardo. Yep. Yeah, that Ferrari, it runs well. It just the motor makes a lot of noise, and um, a few people said that the maybe the crown gear was cracked, um, but I didn't see that or notice that. Um, it really does sound like it's coming from the motor,
Yeah.
not the gear. But put a little weight under the axle. Yeah, Gerardo, we've got some weight in it, but not directly under the axle. It's a little hard to get to, but maybe if we pop the axle out, we could probably drop a little bit of weight on it. It still has about 10 grams. I think we could add to it and keep it in a reasonable weight. So the 512 is sweet. Yeah, that's a neat livery too. Let's see. Yeah, hopefully we get down in time on Thursday to get a few laps in and test. Does it sound
Yes.
like nails in a
Indeed.
blender? Do you think it sounds like nails in a blender, John Mark?
Nah, it just
I,
sounds like maybe one of the like the armature's rubbing.
yeah, I don't.
And
Maybe it's got a bad bearing in it, possibly.
I don't know if it's bearing or like the armature rubbing inside the case or something.
Yeah, it just does sound a little. Yeah, what we may do is pop a motor out and put another motor in it and just see if it goes away, right? So we could do that. My motors make noise. My secret is to ignore it. Billy, that's good. Um, run run the out of the chassis. Yep, that's what we'll do. Is we'll just run it till it sounds like a Volkswagen. Uh,
Hey,
and maybe a little bit. So, John Mark, this will be your first non-magnet race. How excited are you of that?
well, um, somebody somebody's got to be last, right? So
I think it'll be all three of us running our own cars. I think guaranteed that it will be all three of us. Um,
yeah,
so we'll be fighting for that last place. Yeah, turn up the tunes, cover up the motor noise. Yeah, yeah. John, I'm thinking the same thing. We'll see. You guys need to check out the club race sideways group 5. Yeah, I will check that out. I was doing some searches for group 5 racing, mainly so I could figure out what car I wanted. Yeah. What's that noise? Oh, you need to turn off the Florida Georgia line. That's one of my favorite memes.
get
So,
that all the time with people. If my brakes are making noise, I just turn the radio up.
yep, just turn the radio up. So, and then the second class on Thursday is Group 5 124 scale, which none of us have a 124th scale group, Group 5 car. So it looks like we'll probably only be running the analog, unless we come up with. Although Dusty and I ran cars that were not Group 5 cars last time, I guess. So maybe they're a little lenient on that, knowing that we weren't going to win. I think it's cool that you've got 3 folks that knew each other ahead of the time and that all love the hobby. That's pretty awesome. Bill, yes. So it was pretty easy to talk these guys into coming over and playing on the track. It was very easy. I told my brother, hey, remember that slot car track we had when we were kids? I'm building a big one in the basement, so you need to come over. And he was over that day, and we built the layout, and we've been racing ever since. So, yeah, it's usually the 3 of us at the track. We have a few other people that show up every once in a while. My dad shows up sometimes, and then my nephew comes over sometimes. We've had a few guys from church over, but yeah, for the most part, it's just the 3 of us. But we would like to change that. I really would like to turn this into a club somehow. but it probably can't be in my basement. It probably needs to be someplace outside of the basement just for access, so it's easier for people to access. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll get there. So
Finn would lose his mind.
yeah, yeah. Finn, he's actually around here someplace, laying under the table, I think. Oh, he would love all the company, my puppy, Finn. But let's see, Tim, sounds good. Now I'm pretty consistent at looking up close at last at my club. This will be my week, though. Yeah, Tim, I saw you were racing on Thursday. So used to have a $200 Impala with a baked muffler and a 2K stereo. Mad Pete, that is, I think that was all of us as kids. My car was not as nice as my stereo most of the time. Tunes were important. They weren't worried about us winning. No, you're right, Dusty. They were not threatened at all. I know, Raul, we're not that far apart. It would be a pretty good day's drive, but we definitely need to schedule some kind of meetup.
Be an overnight for sure.
Yeah, it sure would be an overnight for us, but we could meet at Niagara Falls. That's a Abbott and Costello reference there. I'm all in for a multi-location club. That's Matt. It would be fun, Matt, to have some tracks to hop around and race, do a series. There's some guys in Cincinnati that do that. I've heard other people talking about how they've got a local track series where, each week or each month they bounce around to other tracks, and people host, which would be really cool. I know that they do that out in Northern California. Jim Rose talks about they hop around to different tracks, which is really pretty cool. Yeah, we need a passport to go see Raul. Did I hear your dog's name is Finn? That's your son's name? That's cool, Matt. Yeah. Yes, it's Finn. His name is Huckleberry Finn. There's some history there with huckleberries and a family trip to Yellowstone or the Grand Tetons. And so that's where Huckleberry comes from. And Finn, I just thought it went well with that. But I snuck in a Star Wars reference, and my wife didn't know it. So don't tell her that Finn is a character from the latest Star Wars series. The problem was finding a place that isn't asking an arm and a leg to rent. Yeah, Gerardo, that's what I'm running into. Anything that's a storefront, it's pretty expensive rent. And we all know that club slot car racing is not going to bring in a lot of money. We want it to be affordable. And so if I'm having to charge people to race, then that's crazy. I don't want to do that. So there's got to be a different way. So maybe we'll figure it out. If you want cheap rent, you should marry a property manager. Trust me, it works great. That's great. Now she knows. Nick, I am not worried about my wife watching my live stream, man. She has zero interest in what I'm doing. She just rolls my eyes and tells me that I'm obsessed with slot cars right now. So yeah, I'm not worried. She's not going to know. That's great. We call him Finn. His name is Finley. That's cool, Matt. I love it. That's a great name. Let's see. Laugh out loud, Billy. Yep, Bill. I thought that was pretty funny too. I'm looking to buy a building. Sidewinder in Sacramento closed due to rent going up. Yeah, I think a lot of people are dealing with that. Our downtown area here in Chillicothe is getting super popular, and a lot of property owners are jacking up rent prices, and that's unfortunate. I mean, I understand they have to make money, but it's putting a damper on a lot of these thriving small businesses. So yeah, it gets tough. Billy's got the right idea. Yeah. Jamie B., I have a track in Cincinnati and usually host 1 or 2 races a year. That's cool, Jamie. You're all welcome to join when I do. Shooting for March. Fantastic. So, Jamie, what we should do is, I know it's a little bit of drive to Chillicothe, but we could jump. I mean, my track could jump into that series It'd be a stretch for some guys to make the trip, but if it's only like one time a year, then it might be a little easier to plan. So we could have some fun. So I would be definitely interested in that. I've already had a couple of guys from Cincy Slots talk about wanting to come over and try out the layout. So we can make that happen. That would be fun. That's funny. That's a good one, John. Hathaway's got a nice track. I know. I keep hearing about this. Yeah, that's exciting. Let's see. So, John Mark, what else do I need to put in my pit box?
Yeah.
I only own 6 cars, but I've got room for like 20.
Well, I got a couple to put in it.
Yeah. So I'll talk about the layout. I changed my mind. And Daryl, I haven't seen him, but he. Oh yeah, there we go. You're in Amelia. Very cool. We have quite a few guys that are close, that's exciting. 3-lane route and analog, nice. See, we've not raced on a wooden track, so that would be new territory for us. That would be exciting. So yeah, John Mark, I think I'll have the box packed up with all of our tools and soldering iron and anything else we might think we need. So it'll probably weigh. We might have to take the excursion to get it down there.
Yeah. Put in the trailer.
9-volt batteries. There you go. That's what Tom says. Make sure I have a 9-volt battery. Still getting started. We just moved this house and I'm still remodeling. Very cool. So yeah, I'll have it ready to roll for Thursday. I even took a half day so I can gotta make sure I get out of the office in time so we can get down there a few minutes early. Daryl said he was going to help us do some tuning on the cars, and
okay.
Let's see, yeah, and Josh said the same thing, that he was going to try to get down there a little early. So we'll have him take a look at what we did to yours and make sure that yours is running good.
Get this weather out of the way.
Yeah, we've got some weather moving in, so we'll see how that goes. So, well, John Mark, I'll let you get off here if you want and get back to moderating the chat. So, guys, this was John Mark, and he's a great friend, and he'll be going to be super fast on Thursday. top 5, no pressure.
Yeah.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
Later, buddy.
So, yeah, guys, John Mark is a great dude, and I love him. So it's going to be fun on Thursday. So my brother Dusty, he's on here, but he wouldn't jump on. There's lots of people asking to meet you, Dusty. So that's why I think Raul and George want you to come on the Monday stream. So maybe next week. Dusty's got to pick up his Group 5 car too. He is leaning towards the Porsche Pink Pig Group 5 car, the Moby Dick Porsche. So I think that's what he's going to go with. Let's see, what else? What am I missing? Beer. Well, I've got 2 large drawers. I probably could add some ice. Tim, all you've been racing on is wood tracks lately? You have a plastic track. You have a Carrera track. I've seen lots of footage from it. You've got a great overhead view of your track when you race. It's pretty cool to watch. But you've been racing wood tracks because you've been doing a lot of building your own, right? You and George. Yeah, you and George should meet up because he does a lot of scratch building. His videos are fantastic. Maybe you've already been checking them out. Area 51 Raceway. Joseph Lamb, has anyone ever successfully wired up working amber caution lights around their track? George might be able to speak to that because he has a lot of lights around his layout. If you go check out his channel, Joseph, he's wired a bunch of LED stuff. Um, so I'm sure there's some videos out there on how to wire up some LED lights for your scenery. So yeah, that's cool. Let's see here. Yeah, come on, Dusty. Next week, Dusty's on next week. All right, the living legend, Dust. Let's go. Your reputation precedes you, Dusty. Yes, he's going to go with the pink pig. I knew it. He's a sucker for that livery. It's a great livery. It looks good. Yeah, so you've been doing brass chassis stuff. That's awesome. All right, so talking about the pit box, I'm going to go back to this. Let me show you a little bit what I did, and then we can make some comments laughing about it. So this is a true two drawer system, and so on the top I took some foam. Well, I can't get the drawer out. So if I lean it up, here we go. Here we go. Sorry. I was trying to get the drawer out. The last thing you want to see is the back of my head. And so I cut the foam so I could lay the cars down, which in the drawer I can get 5, 6, 7 cars that way, which isn't bad. They're well protected. They don't move around. They're very stable. And then this drawer, I decided to set them on their side, and I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can go 12 cars on their side. Thanks to Daryl, he kind of looked at my box and he's like, "You can get more cars in there if you put them on their side." And so I think that's kind of what I'm going to do with this drawer, and then the top drawer is going to become my, where I keep all my tools. So yeah, take care, Dave. Be safe, man, and we'll catch up with you soon after I buy my Revo slot. So I think the box will work out pretty good. I can get 12 cars in that bottom drawer. It's not too heavy. It's plastic. It's a pretty nice box. And then I went to Walmart, and they make Hart makes one that's very similar. It's a little smaller, a little lighter. The drawer system doesn't lock as well. It's got a little strap that goes over it, and you kind of turn a knob to keep it locked and shut. But I think there's room to do something similar with the cars. So that means I could take about 12, 15 cars in the pit box. We'll never be racing that many. So the box looks a little blurry. Can you bring it closer? Yeah. How's that? So I'll open the drawer so you can kind of see in. So this is how I have this set up. Let me get rid of the, there we go. So you can kind of see how I had that drawer set up. I was trying to decide how I liked it. But then this is how I ended up. Oops, which way? This is what I ended up doing. And I kind of like that. Although I don't know in the end if I start messing up the braids by setting that in the foam that way. We'll see. So I was struggling to find foam for the drawers. I wanted something that had some structure that was a little stiffer than just like regular foam, like I'd get at Joey and Fabrics or Michael's or someplace like that. And at Walmart, they had these foam, kind of a high-density foam kneeling pads in the garden center on clearance for like $4. And so I bought 4 of them, and they were great for the foam in the bottom of the drawers. So I'll make cutouts for the tools and try to keep everything as organized as I can. My work table is not very organized right now over by the track, so I want to make it better. A lot of guys in our clubs use fishing tackle boxes for racing. Yeah, that's what I used to do for RC. I was just looking for something a little nicer. The pit boxes I've seen that have drawers I really liked, and so I wanted something that a drawer that was nice and smooth, and so it adds a little bit of weight, but I really like it. Um, Thanks, Clint. I think it'll be very functional. The locking mechanism, they make other boxes that will lock on top or bottom, and so I thought about getting another box to put on top that was strictly tools, and then both drawers could become, cars down the road if my collection grows that much. Yeah, cube foam. Have to order that online. I couldn't find it anywhere locally, so I was just in a hurry to get it done because we were racing Thursday. But I still don't have a controller, so I'm talking to Jim at DeFalco about controllers and trying to decide which one I want. But he's on about a 2 week, 10 days to 2 week timeline before a controller ships. So I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet, but I probably will later this week. That box looks huge. I bought a tackle box at Cabela's. Tom, it does look big. It's nice. It's a little heavy. I'm not going to lie, but how smooth the drawers are because it actually has drawer slides. It's not just a plastic on plastic drawer. I really like how that's working. So the weight for me is worth it. So it might be a touch big. I tend to go overboard when I build things. So all out. Pull the trigger pun. Yeah, I didn't mean for that, George, but it's how I roll. Old couch foam. Yeah, I was looking for something a little stiffer. Those kneeling pads are really dense foam, and I just liked how it kept things organized. It was a little harder to work with. It was a little harder to cut, but it worked out all right. Mine is a tackle box, which is a hand-me-down from a fellow slot racer, much better than original box, which was just a normal toolbox with no organization in it. Yeah, I think that's what you run into is, they don't really make specific, I guess maybe there are companies out there that make specific pit boxes, but most of them I've seen are like woodworking, and anytime you're making something out of plywood, it gets pretty heavy really fast. So that was the one nice thing about this box is I felt like in the beginning, even with it full of cars right now, just to kind of test it, it's not super heavy. It's manageable. Do they allow modified cars at Cincy? So Nick, Cincy Slots basically runs 2 classes a night, and they run the same 2 classes for an entire month, and they have a schedule throughout the winter. I think they start racing in October or November through March. And so like this month, it's 1/32 scale non-magnet Group 5 analog, and then they race digital 1/24 scale Group 5 for the second class. So from a modified standpoint, I think the vintage class next month is probably as close as they get to modified. You can run, I think, the way I read the rules, you can run just about any car that was raced from 1950 to 73 or something like that. So if it was on a road course, it's fair game to run in the vintage class. And there seems to be less, they're less particular about what brand of car. Most of the other classes are all Carrera digital, or they're sideways, or some other class, other cars. I think they run a Pioneer Legends series next or the last month too. So that's what I'm like. Hey, Daryl's in the house. What's up, Daryl? There's Jamie. Hey, Daryl. Chris, I use the silver electronic repair boxes from Home Depot, Lowe's. Great for protecting the cars. Yeah, I have one of those that I had already cut up for something else. It was my guitar pedal board case for a while. So I didn't feel like retrofitting that again. But that is that's what I've seen companies build out there, is those metal briefcase type boxes that have pre-cut foam for 132nd or 124 scale. Daryl woke up from his nap. Stuck with. Gotcha. Yep, Daryl is in the house. There he is. You're a popular guy, Daryl. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Hey, Chris. Welcome to the live stream. We're talking pit boxes and what should go in the pit box. So I kind of shared what my pit box, what I've got going on, but just the basics, I think, right? If you pack up too much stuff, then it just gets so heavy. You cannot get Craftsman in Canada. What's the big box chain for? Is Lowe's up there in Canada, or is it Menards or Home Depot? Yeah, you probably can't get Craftsman stuff at Home Depot. I'm sure he's never heard that before, George. That's great. So, just what are some other things that you guys put in your pit boxes that I should not be forgetting? Because I would hate to get down there, and I know that we could always borrow something from other people. But George is on a roll. I had the old-fashioned pit box made from a local guy. Yeah, I mean, I think I see Craftsman in Canada. There you go. What can we get in Canada? Am I right? Yeah, on the stream last night, George was telling us like the cost of shipping and duty and all of that for getting things in Canada. It's pretty painful for you folks up in Canada. Everything. You can get Craftsman at Ace. Yeah, I see that Ace carries Craftsman. Oh yeah, we're all old enough to watch the Bob Newhart show. We got that. Or Newhart. Hey Phil. Just getting started. Yep. Well, we're 40 minutes in, but we're just getting started too. They don't know me yet. Yeah, screwdrivers. Sean, I have a couple screwdriver sets that have like multiple bits as I'm building the set. So I found a kit that's got a lot of the really tiny hex bits, which is kind of nice because you can replace those bits. So I should have most everything covered. Screwdrivers, all of that. So spare motor, lube, a set of tires, extra weight. Yeah. Those are all on my checklist. I'll throw John Mark's spare. Actually, we've got a couple spares, I think, from a motor standpoint. When you race at Cincy Slots, they did live stream the last time we were there, but the last 2 weeks they haven't run a live stream. I think it's kind of a pain for them to set up, and it doesn't get in the way, but it's hard to. It's kind of hard to manage. Bruce has a lot going on, so he's trying to manage a race and then race himself. And yes, it's got the 0.9, the 0.3, 1.3, 1.5. All those hex tools are in there, George. The last time we were there, they did. Yeah, I was tracking with you. 1.3. What time does it start? So racing starts around 6:30. It was a little late that first night we were there because they had to put our names in the computer and all of that. So we got kind of a little bit of a late start. And there was a large numbers. I think there were 17 cars in the analog race. So yeah, sandpaper. Good call to fingers. I may have forgotten that. Battery, Dremel, butane, soldering iron, scissors, screwdrivers, Allen wrenches. Yep. I don't have a Dremel. It's one of the things I need to invest in. And a good set of scissors, and I've got some lineman scissors that are great. So I'll make sure I have all that. Okay, what's that for? BB baby cream? Gonna have to help me out with that, John. I'm not sure what you use that for. Small wire brush. Yeah, good call. I didn't think about that. Highly recommend getting an iFixit kit, the $35 one, as it has almost every bit missing the NSR grub screw hex. Also, it's much easier to keep organized. Yeah, that's a good idea, Josh. I actually have an iFixit, a couple of leftover kits from doing some iPhone and iPad screen replacements. So it's kind of nice that they give that. Dude, Finn is under the table. I'm not sure what he's doing. Sometimes they have wallflowers sitting in front of it. Yeah, that's good. 56 people puts this streamer at a high view percentage compared to most people. Congrats. Thanks. I guess I don't ever really worry too much about the numbers. Usually somebody else tells me what we had on the stream. But that's pretty consistent with what we've had the last few weeks, and it's been awesome. I've really enjoyed the conversations, and it's a good time. I do enjoy this live stream. I probably enjoy it as much as doing other videos. Every week I say this. I have a table over by my track, and I'm probably going to move this setup over by the track so that I can do some things at the track in front of the camera for the live stream, so that we can not only talk about it, but I'm not trying to copy what Dave's doing on his live stream, but I think that it is kind of handy to have access to the track during the live stream, which I don't have right now. So if there was something I wanted to show you, I don't have that option. So a lot of people coming in last minute buying cars when it's time to set up the camera. Yeah, exactly. I don't know who that would be. I have no. At least nobody was yelling at you for marshaling, John Mark. Everybody appreciated it. What's a good place to get the specialized tools, setup block, pinion puller, etc.? So you can get that at a lot of places. Slot Car Corner has a great selection for builders and tuners. So they have a lot of those tools and the setup block and stuff like that. LEB Hobbies. Bruce has stuff at Cincy Slots. He has weights and the lead weight and all that. So you can pretty much find those things at any of the slot car websites. So Slot Car Corner has some good tools. Yeah. I really like the Slot Car Corner's setup block. I have it for the 1/32 scale. I eventually need to get it for 1/24 scale. But honestly, you could use a piece of flat MDF, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch MDF, cut a slot in it, and it works the same. It really is. But those aluminum ones are very accurate. They've got some measurements on it, some etching, so that you can do some other things with it, not just setting up the car. So, yeah, thanks, George. Yeah, I noticed the padding was worn out on the stool. Go watch Travis's last video. They were putting it in on the tires and making them sticky. Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. I remember that video. Yeah, I'll go check that out again. I guess I didn't realize what the stuff was. George, Area 51, did a great video this week on some tire tweak, which is like RC racing tire treatment that does great. And he explains how to use it, how to soak your tires in it, and then clean them with lighter fluid, and it makes them pretty sticky. So I did the Marvel Mystery Oil treatment. That stuff works really good too. Any 3-in-1 oil will work for that, based on what what I've learned from George's videos. And it does. I did that to John Mark's Ferrari when he was testing the other night, and we took the silicone tires off and put the treated rubber tires on, and it hooked up pretty good. So how about a tour of the basement, Marty? Yeah, I can give you a tour of the entire basement. I can't really move this camera, so I'll post. Maybe that should be one of my next videos I do is an actual tour. That would make me have to clean up my track area, which it desperately needs. It's not too bad, but yeah, George, your track always looks so nice and neat and clean and organized. I feel like I have plastic Carrera parts laying everywhere. um, yeah, the Wera are great tools. You can pick them up on Amazon too. Like you can get larger sets, but like Slot Car Corner sells sets specific for a car, so that you know that you're getting the right tools for the car. So they have an NSR set, a slotted set, so that you know that you're getting the right size tools. Nick, LEB, yep, I get some stuff from LEB. We like Cincy Slots. Bruce has a great website and pretty easy to find tools and all the things that you have there. Let's see what else. I think you guys have filled up my plexiglass. Yeah, Jamie, I think that that's the one thing about the aluminum that is kind of tough. You can't see through it. So a clear setup block would be really nice so that you can look up underneath the car and maybe recognize something that might be going on in the chassis, things like that. So that's actually good. Use lighter fluid when you're truing. Does the oil kill the tires? I'm guessing that it does over a long period of time, because what it does is the oil softens the rubber, and then when you clean it with lighter fluid, it I'm guessing with putting solvents on your tires that it probably becomes a problem. So yeah, that's probably something to be, understand. But there are, so you, yeah, I think that people are probably, if they're treating their tires, then they're probably replacing their tires fairly frequently. So if they get all messed up, then you probably just throw them away and put a new set of tires on it. But I know that cost adds up. So let's see here. What else do we have? Are those tire dressings legal on club tracks? So you always need to check out the rules of the club track, MedP. At Cincy Slots on Thursday, we'll be running silicone tires. So with that, the treatments don't really work for silicone tires. So you just clean them really good and keep them clean, and you should be good. So a lot of tracks run silicone. A lot of wooden tracks, they will not let you run silicone tires because it pulls the rubber up, and they've got years of rubber buildup, and so they kind of count on that. So I know that the tire treatment stuff is probably good on most wood tracks, but you just have to check the tracks rules. It'll be very stated plainly in their rules, because tires are obviously an important tuning piece to that whole thing. But yep, depends on their rules. Yeah, that's what George says. We have Windows, but use an app to make our phone a webcam. Yeah, I mean, I think that I can make my phone a webcam, but it shoots in portrait mode, and I have to be connected to the computer for eCam to use it. I could probably download an app and make it wireless, which would definitely be fun for this, but I probably shouldn't do that while we're in the middle of the live stream. I should probably figure that out ahead of time. What tablet are you using for your main smart race display? So I am using, I have a 12.9 inch iPad Pro that I have in a stand, and that's what runs Smart Race. And so I have it in a little stand right by my start finish line, so it's easy to manage. And then I'm sharing my screen to an Apple TV that's connected to a 50-inch TV that I've got, or no, it's like a 47-inch TV. And so that shares the screen so that everybody in the room can see it. And then I've got a distribution amplifier that pushes it to a secondary screen that's facing the other direction for anybody like my brother who finds themselves on the opposite side from all the other driver stands. So to help with marshaling. And so that screen should be on when we race, and he should be able to see it. It's just a smaller version. It's right there on the layout. But yep, that's what I'm using. I'm using an iPad Pro. It's an older one. You don't have to have a super new iPad to run Smart Race. And then we run Smart Race Connect on, I've got a smaller iPad that I run to manage the race from. And then everybody uses their phones to connect so they can use the pit radio, which is a game changer for the app. So, yes, I hope that helps. Let's see. Lighter fluid also helps keep your sanding paper clean. Good idea. Thanks for the tip, Chris. The Trinity should not, as it is a tire cleaner. Like I said, it says on the bottom, Windex for silicone. So you use Windex to clean your silicone tires. Does anybody use anything else? Or is anybody using lighter fluid to clean their silicone tires, or does that start to break down the tire? I think that seems to be what everybody was using at Cincy Slots to clean the silicone. WD-40 on silicone? I don't know. Chris, I've never heard that. I've put WD-40 on rubber tires, but I've not done it on silicone. I know that some YouTubers have the best for beginner sets, but what do you think the best 1/32 set is out currently? Luna Knight. See, I think that we've kind of answered this question before, and my answer before was get the set that has the cars that you like, because you're always going to probably add track. So don't get hung up on this set has more track than this set. Most of the corners are all going to be R1 turns, regardless. So, I mean, I think that the 3-car set that they make, Billy, you might chime in on this, is a great set if you like those cars. I know that it did come with the Pink Pig, which I thought was great. Yeah, Mad P, I think, well, let me go back to Luna Knight. So that's my recommendation. If you like GT cars, get the GT Battle set, or I don't have all the sets memorized, the names, but I think that's the one way to go. Is just, if you were into F1 cars and there was an F1 set, then I would get that set, because again, within weeks or months you'll probably be adding more track, and you'll be building a different layout, but you'll still have the cars that you like to race. So that's my recommendation. And I've heard other people say that same thing. I know that that's what Billy recommends at Sunday Slots. Dave Kennedy, I've heard him say that same thing. So I think that's what you wanted. That's a great place to start. NDI H camera app should make your phone an NDI. Yeah, thanks. That's exactly what I was looking for. Raul, thank you. We probably should have talked about that earlier. I should have known that you would have that answer. I will definitely go look for that. Are you mirroring the iPad or connecting with a cable? I am mirroring the iPad using an Apple TV. It makes it really easy. It does a great job. And you can find Apple TVs pretty cheap now if you don't have one. And you might already have a TV. If you're smart TV, you probably can Apple connect to that as well, to share the screen from the iPad. So you might not even need it if you have a smart TV that uses AirPlay. Any starter set from Carrera will get you started. I agree. Yeah, just pick the one that has the cars you like. That's a good question, Luna Knight. Zoe says the wireless digital. So there are some sets that come with the wireless controllers, and I will tell you, the wireless controllers are fantastic. Here's the thing about the wireless controllers. They are still plunger-style controllers, and if you like trigger style, you'll end up plugging in a Ramjet or a True Speed into the set eventually if you really like that kind of controller. So There are some expensive wireless controllers out there that can connect. You can't find them in stock anywhere. My brother Dusty's looking for one, and it just doesn't. They're hard to find right now. Yep, any 130 wireless set. I think the wireless is a great place to start. If you can get a couple wireless controllers, it just helps with marshalling and accidentally yanking the cable, and especially if you have kids, little kids playing on your set with you, it really comes in handy. Let's see. Yeah, happy to answer the question. Harry does, and others use other things. Was that to my question about lighter fluid on silicone tires? I run silicone with no treatment on my track. This goes with most tracks in town. Just as Jamie, a guy has a commercial track in his basement that run foam tires, but I think that's the only non-silicone track in town. Yeah, I think a lot of people have moved to silicone, mainly because it's been so hard to get tire truers, and you usually don't have to true the silicone tires. They're hard to true. You have to go really slow, from what everybody says. Lighter fluid for cleaning the foam tires. Lighter fluid to true tires, WD-40 to clean them. Thanks, Chris. I will try that. Yes, you are not allowed to use silicone at Sunday slots. That's because Billy doesn't clean his track, is what he said. You're welcome, Luna Knight. That's a great question. We love, my channel really, it's becoming more novice than it is beginner as I'm growing in the hobby. But I started the channel because I was learning so much and I wanted to share beginner knowledge. And those are all great beginner questions. And so this is always a safe place for beginners to ask questions. Please. There's a bunch of guys in the chat that's what they care about too. And that's what I love about this community we're building around Tuesday at Two Lines. There's a lot of people who want beginners to succeed in this hobby, and they're willing to share lots of information. And even after the fact, even during the week, everybody is open that I came in contact with that's willing to help. So yes, happy we can answer that question. Area 51 put some links out there. LEB Hobbies, the race battle set. I know Bruce had a couple of the race battle sets when I was there 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So he has a couple sets as well. I think like a year ago, it was tough to find sets. I think I felt like I was lucky to find my starter set, but I think that we've been able to get some inventory, and so that's been good. Sunday slots, the triple car sets are the best value, but there are going to be a lot of wireless sets out this year, so you should be able to find something with the cars you want. Yeah, I think that they're doing a great job. Carrera is trying to create sets that people would really enjoy. Rich, hey Marty, you're going to have competition. Richie's Garage, Slot Car Maniac, working on setting it up someday. I can't wait, Rich. No competition, man. There's room for all of us, and we can't wait to see what your layout is. So keep giving us updates, man. We'd love to see pictures of what you're building and some video once you get it done. That'd be great. So yeah, plenty of room, man. Buy the set you can financially hide successfully from your spouse. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. So mine was Facebook Marketplace find. So yes, great for all those in Canada. That's a link to Billy's store. And yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, thanks for posting that. Let's see what else. I can't find it. There it is. Okay. The hobby shop. That's right near the Dayton Mall. And if you're in Dayton, Ohio, yep, they have sets there. They have Carrera, Skelectric, and Ninko, maybe, if I remember right. Um, yeah, across from Lowe's. Yeah, thanks, Daryl. Yeah, Chris Neal is familiar with that. Gosh, am I way that far behind? Oh, geez, I can't keep up with the chat. You guys are flying. Let's see here. Um, let's see. Oops. Sorry, Gene. I just got the wireless set to DTM. Sorry, Gene. I meant to put your. Where'd you go? I just got the wireless set DTM speed memories. Is that the DTM set that comes with GT cars? And Raul, congratulations, Raul. What happened? Did you hit 500? Marty, thank you for the plug. Just hit 500, so giveaway is incoming. Awesome, Raul. Congratulations, man. You'll be at 1,000 before you know it. It's kind of crazy how that first 500 just seems so tough, and then it just gets like YouTube congratulates you at 500, and then they start feeding your video out to more people. So that's awesome, and people will be very happy when they go to see your content because your content's great. Let's see, where am I at? Racing every Wednesday night in Dayton. Yep, Daryl. You just have to. Racing comes through. It goes through Josh. Let's see. You got promoted. Yeah, Billy. I've tried to do that like 5 times, and I never have YouTube up. So I purposely had brought YouTube up so I could bring up because I can't do that in Ecamm Live. So thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Gene, Mercedes, and BMW. Okay, that's what came in your kit. Awesome. Yeah, I've been and watched a few times. My son used to race there. Chris, it sounds like you need to jump back in and do some racing. Hey, Slot Journal. Welcome. Glad you're here. Billy, don't expect a raise. I'm still waiting on mine. Yeah. But Dusty wants his raise in bourbon. So, I don't know all the details of bourbon. Hey, Dan. Welcome. Great to have you on the live stream. Right now, we are talking about sets, beginner sets. What's best out there? What's the best set to get? And we were all talking about how it's about what cars do you want. So it's about the cars. Getting paid in America is a raise. In American dollars. That's funny. Yeah. Tim, don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. He doesn't need encouraged. Time to step up to the scotch. There you go, Tim. Did someone say bourbon? Yeah. I can't drive but I can set up a car. Chris, that's funny. Daryl says the same thing, but he finished 4th last week, so I think he can do some driving. I can't drive either, and I can't tune, so I'm still learning. I'm hoping to improve. That's why we're all here, right? One bourbon, Dusty. Next line, one. Josh Reed, I see you on here, so that answers my question. I sent you a messenger. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Jamie, I think Josh is planning to come to Cincy Slots on Thursday. He's going to give up his normal Thursday night sim racing to hang out with the cool kids. One beer. There you go. Bourbon. I can help with that. There you go, Zoe. You and Dusty need to. Dusty's all into trading bourbon. We can see this will turn into a bourbon channel if I'm not careful. Yeah, Daryl is better than he thinks. I agree, Jamie. I agree. He says that he can only tune, but I've seen him get around the track pretty good. I think he set fast lap at a track this past week. He probably won't talk about that, but that's good stuff. I've been multitasking, watching the stream and gaming. Look at you, Josh. Gene, you guys need to learn to homebrew. Used to drive a salt truck, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, Jamie, I work with a guy who's he's a township trustee, and he's dreading tonight. We've got some snow coming in, and he's like, I might be late for work because I might be out in a plow truck all night. So yeah, Dusty, you could be friends. North Carolina moonshine. Wow, we've lost control in the chat. What is going on? Yeah, Luna Knight, where are you located? One of the things that came out of the conversation on one of my videos was it would be great. Somebody was asking, like, where do you find tracks? And I think there's like multiple places. I'm typically Google slot car track and wherever you're at, and it'll pop up with anything that's close. But some of those aren't super accurate. Some of them have closed. Some have opened and they don't have a Google registry. So it is kind of hard to find some of the clubs. Anytime I'm traveling, I always look now to see if there's anything close that I could go peek in and see how they do things. But it might be cool. And I don't know if I have time to do it, but maybe as part of a Facebook group or something, that maybe it's already, like home racing world, Harry's Facebook group or Travis's Facebook group. It might be cool to have like a registry where people can register their clubs and have one location where, all the clubs are easily accessible, and, names and phone numbers and addresses. And I think that would be a great resource for us, because lots of people are looking for clubs. And so then I could list mine, once I get this turned into a club. Finn has entered the live stream. So you are an hour south of Indy. So you're not too far from us. I'm about 3 hours from Indy. So yeah, it'd be cool to know what's close. I haven't looked around Indianapolis to see if there are any tracks nearby, but if you're an hour south of Indy, you're about 2 hours from Cincinnati, maybe. Maybe it's a little further if you're just due south, but there's track there, Cincy slots. It's a great place. Let's see. I can put up a track finder on my website. That is a great idea. I'll put that together. Yeah, that's awesome. I think a track. That's a great way to put it. A track finder, and you could create like a Google map. So I introduced Raul to Crokinole today. Sorry about that, Raul. And it's a Canadian game. It's like a tabletop shuffleboard, and there is somebody created a Google map out there off of all of the clubs. And so I started a club in Chillicothe, Crokinole Club. We don't meet that often. We haven't met for a while, but you can find it on the map. So I think something similar for race tracks, for slot car tracks, would be awesome. Fast Eddie's is in Richmond. Yeah, that's probably a little far north for him, Daryl. But I think Doug was looking for some tires to chew on. Yeah, he's wandering around. Rolls on it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think it would just be handy to have quick reference to help people find tracks. And then what you might find is maybe you're the person that's supposed to start the track. If you don't have one in your area, that's kind of what happened to me. Is I started building this track and I started looking, I'm like, wow, we don't really have anything close. That's within 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. Everything is over an hour and a half drive. Maybe that means that I need to be the club for Central Ohio, because the track in Columbus closed, and it's on sale on Facebook Marketplace. FIA needs to get on top of the club racing organization. Is there a national organization for slot cars? I've not done any research on that. Um, that that might be the start. Close to 2, yeah. Just schedule work and family would be tough to get around. Yeah, I mean that's what we run into. I'm have to race on Thursday. I'm gonna have to take a half day off from work so I can get down then to Cincinnati in time. Old Weird Herald, Slotbog Forum, 74 Raceway. Okay, so it looks like somebody's already doing that, George. A couple people have some raceway directories. I think that's a great idea. There we go. Somebody's already doing it. Slot car forum could be a possibility for listing. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Harry, the home racing world forums would be a great place, and I know there's some talk in the forums of tracks and clubs. Yep. Yeah, thanks, George. I appreciate that. So, guys, go check those links out and see if they do what we need them to do. Yeah, Jamie, get some rest, man. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We appreciate it. Just about an hour from Salem. Okay, John, you so no road track close. I just can't imagine George typing away. Tracks closest to me do 1/32 scale racing. Now it's all whoops and hardcore HO. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people run into that is maybe they do have a club or a track close, but it's not a friendly environment maybe, or it's not racing what you want to race. Yep. Later, Jamie. Yeah, but it's not a Google map, and it's the U.S. only. Yeah, I agree. Hey, our Canada friends need to belong. Hey, Bruce, welcome. They're all borrowed cars, Bruce. I don't think I own maybe 3 cars on that shelf. John Mark, George, Raul. Yeah, a handful of cars. But on Thursday, we're coming to race, and we all have to buy cars, except for John Mark. He was the one on the ball and ordered his early. Dusty and I have to pick up our cars on Thursday when we get down there. So, and some parts. So we probably need some tires and maybe wood guides or deeper guides. I don't know. As long as we're following the rules. So, thanks, Bruce. Yep, welcome, Bruce, to the live stream. But yeah, it's I think that having some place where it's easily searchable for clubs, people to find. Conquest, you're right, you don't, because it's on my setup block. I'm still trying. Maybe I should throw that out in this. Okay, guys. Raul sent me the MR slot car, the Ferrari 333, and I was adjusting the ride height. And when I put the Allen wrench into the one of the grub screws to adjust the front height of the front axle, the grub screw was stripped out. And I tried gluing the Allen wrench up in it with some CA glue, and it's still, the grub screw was too tight in the plastic to turn. So if anybody has any ideas of how I can get that stripped grub screw out, put them in the chat. Oh, I got it. Yeah, thanks, Raul. I appreciate that, dude. You're the best. Yeah, the head is stripped, and it was from the beginning. When I put it in, it never had threads, so it was something that happened when they put it together. So I just got to figure out. I guess I could find a tiny drill bit and drill it out, but I'm afraid of like messing up the plastic. So like that's my concern. Because if not, I'm not going to be able to get the front end as low as I think it needs to be. So, yeah, if anybody has any ideas, that would be great. Yeah, that's cool. Take the axle out and push it through. I'll look at that, Gerardo, and see if I can actually. Can't back it out. Have to keep going forward. I don't know if it's through far enough that I can get anything on the other side to try to draw it out. I don't know. I'll have to keep messing with it. No, it's all good, man. I have plenty. Thanks, Bruce. I will. I'll throw it in my pit box and my pit box that I'm building. I'll throw it in the box and bring it, and maybe somebody can figure it out. I'm sure there's something that I can do. I tried to CA glue the Allen wrench, and it just, as soon as it felt like it started to move, the glue broke free, and yeah, so he has all the tools there. Heat that screw with a soldering iron, replace with threaded insert. Wow, that sounds like a lot of work. So I get what you're saying. So pull it out and just strip the threads, right? And force the screw out. And then I guess maybe I could heat the plastic up and rethread it. Maybe I could put a larger grub screw in. That might be my only option. So, yeah. Thanks. Those are great ideas. Dusty. Hey, Dusty, leave your slotted, your slotted Jaguar. You can leave that if you want. My lady Chris Holmes got some awesome cars this week, but we just have to figure out what class they're all run. Stay in the slot. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for jumping in on that. Small easy out. It would have to be a really, really tiny easy out. I'm sure they make them. I'll have to look for it. Nothing a ball peen hammer can't fix. We've not worked on any more slot cars. I tried to carry them, but never got a response. Here's the thing, Bruce. Raul races at Ernie's track, Conquest. And so that might be a good connection for you to connect you and Ernie together. Raul might be able to do that. I don't know, Raul. I don't mean to throw you under the bus, but I think that it's a great slot car. I don't know if you've gotten your hands on any of them, but I mean, I really love the car. The detail is phenomenal, but it's a lot of slotted parts, and so I think it's pretty easy to work on it. To me, it seems like it's fairly easy to tune. It's a quick car, handles pretty well. Let's see, George, we use those a lot. How do you see grub screws? Yeah, they are tiny. Use brass threaded insert. Heat the insert with a soldering iron and push it in. Okay. I will try to do that. They do. I've used them. Okay, so they do have them. They're that small. Excellent. I will try to figure that out. Yeah, Bruce, I think that would be a great line of cars for you, because they're really nice. I put it up there with Sideways and Slot It, obviously. They're nice. DK Moon, you like the MR slot cars too? Yeah, I think the bodies have a lot of detail. That's what I'm really impressed with this Ferrari. The Olive Garden livery is it makes me hungry. I want breadsticks and salad, but it's good. They are really nice. Yeah. Create a burr on an Allen wrench to make it tight in the head, then just use some heat on the plastic to soften it. Okay. Thanks, Nick. You guys are. This is what I love. Steve, I know they're so tiny. I keep a magnet close just so that I don't lose them. Same with CG slot cars. I have not seen CG slot cars. Um, not seen one in person. I've got the MR slot car Jag from Cincy Slots from their miscellaneous page. Very nice. Yeah, good find. He only manufactures 500 of each. Oh, so is that why he has limited distribution channels? Because he only makes 500. I like Nick's idea. Yeah, I think that's what I will try to do. I think Nick's idea is on the right road. I love the McLaren GT1. Yeah, that's a good looking car. Raul probably has that car. But yeah, that's sweet. I've got the 333 and it's amazing. So Bruce, we're gonna head there Thursday to race. So the last 3 places, we've got them sewn up. We're excited. Hey, and thanks for posting your layout today. I don't know if that was you, or do you do all your social media stuff? The fact that you labeled the track sections was really, really handy, because what I found online after we were there that night, I was like, I wonder if his plan's out there. And it was on an image on Google, which I think it was an image that's from your website. But I couldn't figure out what was 230 and what were 330 curves. I could kind of tell, but there were a few that I wasn't far off. But yeah, it's a great layout. But we probably won't be rebuilding it here at 2 lines to practice on. Probably not, especially since there's like 32 230 turns in that. I don't have that many 230 turns. Let's see here. George, I found a 132 GTO Judge. So George, when you talk about scratch building for the next series, is that Harry's series, or are you going to create your own series? Because I'm interested in building something. I just don't know what yet. But I feel like I've got to buy a lot of stuff before I can get there. So yes, you're referring to Harry. Harry's. Okay. Well, cool. Guys, it is 9:27. We went an hour and a half tonight, which has been the thing. We did accomplish what I wanted to talk about, was my pit box and what should go in the pit box. So I'll go back through the live chat and use that as a checklist to make sure that when I show up Thursday, I've got what we need in the pit box. I know I can count on Daryl and some of the other guy, Bruce, and some of the other guys if there's something we forgot. Bruce, finding controllers has been really tough. So hopefully you have a loaner controller that Dusty and John Mark and I can borrow when we race. That would be great. I reached out to Jim at DeFalco and talked to him about controllers. So I'm trying to work a deal out with him. But we won't have any controllers because there's such a lead time. They're sold out everywhere. So hopefully you guys have a chance. You have something we can borrow. Like the idea of scratch builds. Yeah, I agree. Let's go till midnight. Tim, you're always up for a long live stream. Marty, you and I should do scratch build cars with George's supervision. Raul, I think that's a great idea. I think that it would make some great content for people too, because we could video that. 9 p.m. is the new 4 p.m. Cincy Slots, I hope you got my right-hand lane change out today. I need it. You all are great. Zoe, thanks for supporting Cincy Slots. He's one of our favorites here on the channel. So, yes, you have loaners. True Speed is shipped out yesterday. That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, good night, Nick. Zoe, we did. Awesome. Daryl, thanks. Guys, hey, Dave, thanks. I'm going to need a lot of luck, but I guarantee that we will have a lot of fun and probably laugh a lot. And that's what it's all about. It'll be fun. Yeah, Dusty was in for that scratch build too. I think that it would be great to have some supervision and have kind of like a group building. Maybe we're all building similar stuff, maybe different bodies, but maybe the chassis, so we can kind of step by step work on that first chassis together somehow. I think that would be a fantastic idea. Um, yeah, George. Yeah, we should probably talk offline about that. Um, that would be great. No, thank you, man. Have you tried wireless Frankenslot controller, Marty? Actually, Tim, that's what Dusty's trying to buy, because I think that with the Frankenslot, you can buy different attachments, so you can go wireless to Carrera, but then I think he could use it at Bruce's with a pigtail on it. Um, so I think that actually is a great idea. Let's see. Yeah, my DD302 will be here any day. Yeah, Steve. I actually talked to him. He said he's on like a 10 to 14 day. I think he said 10-day window for orders to be fulfilled. So yeah, if you ordered it about 10 days ago, you probably getting close to getting your controller. That's what I was looking at too, like the DeFalco 302. I kind of like it. I got to use Daryl's that first night. So yeah, man. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks, John. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to it on Thursday, man. We can't wait to meet you guys. Um, yep, that's right, Zoe. Just have fun however we do it. Matt, it looks like he's in for the scratch building. Guys, this has been fantastic. I've really enjoyed tonight's chat. Let's catch up next week. I've got some videos coming out over the next week. Hopefully, I'll do another track walkthrough, and then I'm going to do a pit box. Once I get it done, I got some other things too. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait to race. Hey, let's talk. I have Frank Wireless. Never tried it. You can see it Thursday. Cool. Yeah, thanks, Bruce. Appreciate it. Hey, Bruce, I sent you a message earlier. So we'll talk about it on Thursday. But if you are up for it, I would love for you to jump in and jump in on the live stream. It would be fun. So yeah, guys, this has been great. Have fun racing this week, and we'll see you all soon.